February 2450 BCE. The palace of Pharaoh Khufu, lord of the two lands, ruler of the living and son of Ra. The air inside the hall is thick with incense. Servants kneel, heads bowed, as the golden curtains part. The pharaoh of the pyramid sits upon his throne, flanked by stone lions. His face is calm, but his eyes reveal the restlessness of a king who builds not merely for his time, but for eternity. Khufu's Great Pyramid rises on the desert horizon, vast as the morning sun. It is a mountain made by human hands, a bridge of stone to the heavens. Yet, even as it nears completion, Khufu feels the pull of something greater knowledge hidden behind the veil of the gods. The court stands in silence until the pharaoh speaks. "Bring before me those who know the powers of magic," he commands. "Let me hear of the deeds of those who bend the will of the gods." A murmur runs through the chamber. The princes and courtiers exchange glances. Then, from among them, steps the eldest son, Prince Djedi, wise, sharp-eyed, and calm. "My father," he says, "there is one among men who holds knowledge deeper than the sands. His name is Djedi. He is old, yet his spirit is strong. It is said he can rejoin a severed head, speak with animals, and knows the number of the secret chambers of Thoth." Khufu leans forward. "Bring him to me," he says. "Let this Djedi stand before the throne of Egypt." Messengers are dispatched across the Nile Valley. Days pass. The workers of Giza watch the sun rise and fall over the half-finished pyramid as the searchers travel southward. They find Djedi in a modest dwelling near Djedi, an old man with a shaved head and eyes that reflect the color of the river at dawn. When the pharaoh's men arrive, Djedi greets them not as servants, but as brothers. "I know why you have come," he says softly. "The king seeks what is beyond the reach of kings. Let us go to him." The procession returns to Memphis. The people watch as the old magician rides in a royal chariot beside the prince. Rumors spread faster than the desert wind. Some say Djedi is not a man at all, but a spirit sent by Thoth himself. At last, he enters the great hall. The pharaoh's guards strike their staves upon the floor. Djedi bows once, neither low nor proud, and stands before Khufu. The pharaoh studies him. "I am told you are a man of wonders." Djedi's voice is steady. "I am a man of the Nile, Majesty. Wonders belong to the gods, yet sometimes the gods lend their breath to men. Khufu smiles faintly. "Then show me what the gods have lent you." Servants bring forth a prisoner, trembling with fear. "Behold," says Khufu, "cut off this man's head and restore it, if your magic is true." But Djedi raises his hand. "Majesty, it is forbidden to use the power of life and death upon one who bears the breath of Ra. Bring instead what is already condemned to slaughter." They bring a goose. The old magician draws a small blade of copper. With one stroke, he severs the bird's head. The body flaps once, twice, and then falls still. Djedi kneels, places the head beside the body, and speaks words no one can understand. The sound echoes like wind through hollow stone. Before the court's eyes, the goose stirs. The wings beat, the neck stretches, and the head rejoins the body as if it had never been parted. The bird shakes its feathers, alive. Gasps fill the chamber. The pharaoh's eyes narrow, not in fear, but fascination. "Do it again," he says. Djedi repeats the act with a duck and then with a bull. Each time, the creature returns whole. Each time, the power seems to grow stronger, the words deeper. At last, Khufu rises from his throne. The torches flicker against the gold walls. "Tell me," he says, "is it true you know the number of the shrines of Thoth?" Djedi bows his head. "Majesty, I do not know the number, but I know where it may be found." Khufu steps down from the dais. "Where, then, is this knowledge kept?" "In a chest of flint," says Djedi. "Hidden in a chamber at Heliopolis, the house of life itself. It is not meant for this generation to open." The pharaoh's voice grows sharp. "Then, for whom?" Djedi looks not at the king, but at the princes gathered in the hall. For those who shall come from the womb of Djedi, her children will rule this land, sons of Ra himself. They will open the chest and wield the wisdom that endures. A chill moves through the court. Khufu's counselors exchange nervous glances. For the first time, the great king feels the weight of destiny pressing against him. "Who is this woman, Djedi?" he demands. "She lives in the time of your son," Djedi replies. "Her sons will sit upon the throne 3 kings, one after another. They will restore Ma'at when it falters, and their names will be blessed forever." Khufu's face hardens, yet he says nothing. He gestures for wine. "Tell me," he says at last, "how many years are given you, magician?" 110, Djedi answers. "And I have already seen 110. Khufu laughs softly. "Then may you live as long as you have spoken. 1,000 loaves of bread, 100 jugs of beer, and 100 measures of incense are to be given to this man each month. Let him dwell in the house of the prince Djedi, and let his knowledge be honored." The court bows. The old magician inclines his head once more and leaves the hall. But the story does not end there. Days later, the scribes record a strange event. A messenger from the temple of Ra arrives at Memphis with word from the Delta. A woman named Djedi, wife of a priest of Ra, has gone into labor. Her pains are long, and her husband calls upon the goddess Isis herself for aid. When the goddess hears, she disguises herself as a midwife and travels with Nephthys and Meskenet, the spirit of birth. They take with them Khnum, the divine potter who shapes life upon his wheel. They reach the house of Djedi. Thunder shakes the sky. The women find her crying out, surrounded by servants. Isis speaks softly. "Fear not, for we come in the name of Ra." They wash the child with milk and incense. The first son is born. Meskenet bends over him and says, "He shall be king of Egypt." Khnum fashions his body strong and perfect. Then the second child comes, and then the third. Each is blessed in turn, each destined to wear the crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. When the births are done, Isis performs a final act. She hides the divine crowns of kingship in a sealed chest of grain, that no man may find them until the appointed time. Then she and her companions vanish into the storm, leaving behind the smell of lotus and lightning. Djedi's husband, Rewasser, rejoices. He names the children Userkaf, Sahure, and Neferurkere. Their names will mark the dawn of a new dynasty, the sons of Ra, the builders of temples and light, who follow after Khufu's line. Back in Memphis, the pharaoh hears whispers of these births. His heart grows uneasy. "The sons of Djedi," he murmurs, "the sons of Ra," for even the greatest of kings fears what comes after his reign. He summons Djedi. "What is said of this woman?" The prince bows. "That she has borne 3 sons, each touched by the gods." Khufu looks toward the horizon, where his pyramid cuts the sky like a blade. "Then the work must be finished," he says. "Let the mountain of stone rise higher. Let it pierce the heavens before the next kings awaken." The next morning, the sun lifts over Giza. Tens of thousands of men move like ants across the desert plain, hauling limestone blocks, chanting the hymns of Ra. From a distance, the Great Pyramid gleams white as dawn. Beneath it, in shadow, the scribe of Khufu records the events that have passed. He writes, "The king has heard the words of the magician Djedi. The power of the gods walks among men. The throne is eternal, though the bearer may fade. And in the time to come, 3 children of light shall rise from the womb of Djedi and rule with the blessing of Ra." Years later, when Khufu joins the ancestors, the legend of Djedi and the prophecy remains. The priests of Heliopolis tell of a chest of flint still hidden in the House of Life. Some say it contains the writings of Thoth, the words that command creation and reveal the path to the stars. Others say it is empty, that the true wisdom lies not in a chest, but in the hearts of those who seek it. As the dynasties rise and fall, the tale endures. It is carved in temple walls, written in the secret books of the priests, and whispered among the workers who labor in the shadow of the pyramids. They say that when the Nile runs low and the sun burns red, Djedi's spirit walks the desert once more, counting the stones of Khufu's monument, speaking to the wind in the language of the gods. And some claim that, on certain nights, the pyramid itself answers. The wind through its corridors hums a low, steady tone, like the breath of the old magician who once spoke to kings and beasts alike. Thus ends the record of the tale of Khufu and the magicians. A story of power and prophecy, of stone and light, and of the endless hunger of men who would reach for the knowledge of the gods.